If you wanted to hear the abbreviated version of the Bible, tonight was it. This beautiful selection of 8 readings, 9 to be precise, has taken us all the way from the very first page, in the beginning, in Hebrew, Bereshit, in the beginning. And then the readings took us on a wonderful journey to the prophets, to the Exodus, and Isaiah, and Baruch, and Ezekiel, all the way to Paul, and to the story of the resurrection. This selection of 9 readings is supposed to remind us our story from the beginning to now. It is important for us to remember the beginning. In the beginning, God created everything out of nothing. And 5 times we have heard the reader said, God saw it was good. At the end of each 5 days, like a refrain, the author says, God saw it was really awesome. Did you pay attention what happened at the end of the 6th day? Joshua, what did happen on the 6th day? Indeed. It says God saw it was very good. What changes on the 6th day? What was created on the 6th day? Yes, humans, Homo sapiens sapiensis. And God looked at us, and God said, this is very good. So no matter what happens to you in life, no matter what your ex-husband or ex-wife tells you, no matter what a preacher or priest tells you, that is your defining moment. If you ever wonder what God sees in you, look at the first page of the Bible. God looks at you and sees, wow, now I have outdone myself. All other creations or other creatures are good. But when it came to us, good wasn't enough. We are truly incredible. You, my friend, are good. You have came from God's hands, and God does not create second-class products. You are the top shelf, very pricey, first-class human being. And God knows you to be very good. Not unlike a piece of beautiful pottery. There are stories in the gospel when compare God to a potter who creates pottery with his or her hands. So when God looks at this beautiful piece of pottery, the intricate decorations, the colors that we as human race have, different shapes, all the amazing diversity, God sees a beautiful piece of God's creation. This was the first reading. And then between the first and the second reading, something bad happens. Not unlike Harry Potter, we shall not mention that name out loud. Something happens that in the second reading we are not that very good anymore. The original design that God has for each one of us somehow has been broken. The original design that God created for all human beings in the second chapter of Genesis has been shattered to many pieces. And the creation is not perfect anymore. So the next series of readings, God is attempting, with the help of Moses, Abraham, and the prophets, to put us together again. God has been trying ever since to save us, to redeem us, to put us together as we were meant to be, to recreate that original very goodness within us, over and over and over again. Even though sometimes Baruch will say we are like unfaithful husband or wife, God has never given up on us. And when it came to the story of Jesus the Christ, it finally happened. What seemed to be the end in the tomb was just a foretaste of something new. You see, out of all these broken pieces of stones and broken pottery, of broken human lives that were put together in the tomb with Christ, on this night we have been remade. On this night we emerge with Christ from the tomb as a new creation. And when you sometimes think to yourself, gosh, my life has been broken to pieces, perhaps it has, but it is not meant to stay broken. No matter how imperfect or broken or wounded you are tonight, God still has not given up on you. God still has not given up on me or on any of us. And this holy night, this longest Mass in the year in Catholic Church, almost 2 hours by now, this longest Mass reminds us that this is our destiny. That our brokenness, our wounds, our lives shattered to many pieces, are meant to be renewed by the death and resurrection of Christ. That much God loved the world, that God gave his only Son, not to condemn the world, but to put us together again. So, two sacraments help us with that. Baptism and penance. They put us together in God's image again. In a few minutes you will see two young men being baptized. You probably have seen your baby being baptized. And you probably have gone to confession or general absolution once or twice in your life. Every time you give God a chance, a miracle happens. Every time you say, God, I'm broken into thousands of pieces, I'm wounded, I'm bleeding emotionally, spiritually, physically, God won't give up on you. And our original design, our original very goodness shall and has been restored. Amen.